Hey, welcome back. Welcome to Live with Judy and Crew. I'm here at the Bitney farm. We are in Nevada County. More specifically, we're in Nevada City. Nevada City was founded in the 1850s and is an old gold rush town. It is remarkable with how many services are here in Nevada County and Nevada City. And this particular property, I cannot wait to show you. It's nearly 20 acres, 2 parcels. The property has been farmed organically throughout the entire last 20 years. So let's take a tour. We're standing right now in a pasture where there was a bunch of little lambs that were just born. However, they're kind of off in another pasture right now. You can see as we cross over this pasture that this property is cross-fenced and ready for all kinds of different types of animals. It goes all the way back to the clearing back there where you see another outbuilding. This property has 3 homes on it, 2 rental homes and 1 main farmhouse that is unbelievable, and I cannot wait to show you. Let's take a little stroll. I decided to start in the barn because you guys know me, I have horses and I like barns. But this barn right now housed about, I would say, probably 15 sheep, and then they all had babies this spring, which you should check the video out because they're bouncing all over the place and it's totally awesome. Sounds like we have a question from one of the attendees. And thank you everyone for jumping online and watching this.
Not a question, but a comment.
Comment.
It's perfect for goats.
It's perfect for goats. It absolutely is perfect for goats. And thank you. That's someone that has farm knowledge. It's perfect for goats because it has all these short little kind of birthing stalls. But it could be converted back to a horse barn if you chose to. Plenty of space. Let's walk this way. I want to show you the 2 rental properties on site. This particular house up here is about 1,700 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. The owners have absolutely redone everything. Paint inside, paint, new siding and paint outside, new decks. It's really spectacular. And it is ready for a new tenant. You'll notice as we walk the property and how they have tended to the soil and created an absolute organic and regenerative environment. We're going to pass that soil in just a few moments, but for now, I want to take you up to this home. All 3 properties have independent addresses and meters. They are completely separate with separate entrances. You could have 2 people living here and basically hardly ever see them or cross paths. We're going to just do a front shot of this one. Not going to tour the inside. You can see the pictures online because there's so much to see on this property that I want to capture everything that is absolutely amazing. And the farm is what is so amazing about this property. So as you can see, it's got a really great entrance. This is a modular unit. It's newer and absolutely beautiful inside. Ready for a family. Has a detached garage and a shop. This would be the access road that you come in off of Bitney Springs. Looks like we have some of the mama sheep on this pasture. Notice all the very mature willow trees and heritage oaks, which Nevada County is known for, the heritage oaks. They are a protected tree in this particular area. Every corner of this property has been meticulously maintained by the owners. They've never used pesticides. They've never used anything that could change the organic nature of the fruits or the vegetables or the meat.
Judy, we have some people that want to see the sheep.
Okay, let's take a look. Look. Looks like there's one little baby here. You'll notice the very, very high deer fencing. This is very sturdy and well designed to hold any type of large animal. Maybe you're a horse enthusiast and you're a breeding farm. This would be a perfect location for a stallion because it would be safe for the stallion, safe for everybody around. You might have noticed in the background, the second rental property is this darling little yellow cottage. That is currently rented, and those tenants are really hopeful that the new owner wants to extend the lease. However, they understand that this might be the perfect property for a multi-generational family. Looks like we have another question online. Erica, what?
We have one viewer that says that you should get some sheep.
I should get some sheep. I'm a horse girl. But I'll take that under consideration. So again, this residence also has a separate entrance and separate meter, separate septic, and honestly, both are so private that when you live in the main farmhouse, you really have no interaction with these folks unless you want to. It's a great investment property, or like I said earlier, a great multi-generational piece. We're on the second parcel right now. So the nearly 20 acres is made up of 2 parcels. This parcel has the yellow cottage and the house we just left, and the barn, and one of the seedling growing shed, and then a couple of crops we're going to pass in just a moment. I'm going to take a moment and talk about this soil up here to the left, which is ready for the new planting season. This soil has been regenerated over the past 20 years using the compost that the owner meticulously cleans and maintains and makes sure that everything that's grown here in this particular crop, as well as the rest of the property, is grown so with organic perfection, basically. As we're walking through, again, you'll notice that these beautiful trees are so magnificent. They've all been cleaned and lower branches removed, just so that not only do you have a clear view of your entire property, it's fire safe. This is a seedling start building. This is pretty amazing. So it's on a temperature control system. If it gets too hot, the lower vents open, the fan turns on, and makes sure that the brand new little baby seedlings are well protected. It's clean and ready for your seeds. This is cover crop here, and these are our friends that made my last video, the donkeys. The owners just put them in here to try to eat down some of this vegetation, because they normally will plant beans or peas or whatever type of produce that they want to have exposed and have full sun. Hey guys. This property enjoys 5 miner's inch of irrigation. 5. That honestly is like liquid gold. No pun intended, since we're in the gold town. But 1 miner's inch is equal to about 11 gallons per minute. And 5 miner's inch is an incredible amount of water. You would never ever have to irrigate from your well, although they have high producing wells. You would be able to irrigate very economically from Nevada Irrigation District, the irrigation water. This building here is called a cold frame. It was and is an amazing addition to the property. This elongates your growing season. You can really grow anything in there. It has manual roll-up sides. You can roll them up for air, roll them down for protection of the frost. It is a unbelievable structure that honestly, I think it's endless what you could put in there. As we walk along, initially when we first came out to the property, this is where the pigs were kept. They enjoy a lot of space to roam and dig, and they're comfortable underneath the shade of the trees. They're not there right now, but because it was time for them not to be there. Anyway, you can't change anything on the live. Anyhow, these are also a very important part of the property because everybody that lives out on property needs storage. They need dry, clean storage. This is the cold side of the storage and that's the dry side of the storage. So this, you cannot be infested with rodents. There's nothing that can get into these. They are absolutely a necessity. They stay with the property. And the cool thing about it is the owners also put in a roof so that they could put trailers or whatever other equipment they might use under there for more shelter. I want to take you up. The property goes back quite a distance, and because there's so much more to view, I don't want to take you to the end, but I want to just point out these granite outcroppings. They're really, really beautiful, natural to our environment, and the owner has meticulously cleaned and taken every ounce of scrub brush or anything that was on the ground away, so to make sure that it is fire safe as well as beautiful to look at. You might also notice that here is an RV pad. Currently, the owner's getting some help from a family member as they are wrapping up and getting ready to sell the property and move on. And so anybody that comes to the property and has an RV, it's quiet, it's private, it's fully set up with septic and power and water. And look at where it sits. It's just amazing. So we'll circle around here, and I want to show you another building that was put on the property initially for growing cannabis. It's no longer being used for that. However, all of the lighting and electricity and water still exist. The owner wants to leave those with the property. I could imagine you could do maybe some tomatoes or something in there. But you notice that it's an amazing, sturdy structure, again, with sides that have manual roll down and roll up. And as we peek in here, you'll see it's just been maintained beautifully. Moving along the back side, I'll also continue to point out that everywhere we look, there's some sort of fruit tree. There's an apple orchard. There is the stone fruit orchard that has peaches, apricots, plums, anything you could think of, this property has it. They have thornless blackberries, they have regular blackberries, and honestly, I can't think of one single fruit that they don't have on this property. They do also plant in that orchard that we passed with the organic soil. They'll plant items for like fall, maybe pumpkins or zucchinis, or I don't know, maybe watermelon and honeydew melons. Everywhere you look on this property you have options to plant or have an animal. The use is actually endless, to be quite honest. This farm is also equipped with a business power line. So this is super important because when you do any type of ag business, whether it's growing fruit, produce, or you have livestock, you have to be able to identify your costs associated with that. And running these buildings takes a lot of energy, and that independent business line, you can easily determine how much you're spending for your ag and your farming and how much the houses are using. So it's great for your write-off, and it's just great to have the extra power that doesn't take from any of the properties. The trees are endless, the granite croppings are endless, and as we make our way down and over toward the chicken coop, you'll see that it has this fresh NID water creek running through. It's incredibly refreshing back here on the back side of the farmhouse, and that is why they put this meditation, that's what I like to call it, kind of a meditation platform. It's also kind of a nice little, quiet Zen place to sit and maybe have a glass of wine. They sometimes will have a massage out here. The tower is solar heated water and for a shower. So you could take a shower. So you're working out in the field, you come in, you don't want to track that into the house, and you can kind of rinse off with nice warm water there. So walk your step through. Nevada County has one of the best county fairs I think I have ever been to in my entire life. So it's the Nevada County Fair, and it's got a huge fairgrounds where so many people come from all over the world to come and enjoy not just the meats and produce that are grown in this area, but it's a great fair for the local community and for arts and crafts and music. So it normally is held like the first week of August, I think. I want to check into that. Nevada County Fair. It is an amazing, fun country fair to go to. Additionally, around September, they have the Draft Horse Classic. Of course, that's high on my list to attend because I love horses. But really, it's really a fun event. People come with draft horses that are doing, 4-up and 3-up and 6-up driving with big carts, and they dress them up, and it's just a really fun night. You can also find great food, entertainment. I believe that's in September. So that's the Draft Horse Classic. You might want to check that out as well. We're looking over here in the chicken coop area. We have the main house and we have the baby house. Now the owners, if we get a buyer and it's before the end of, let's say, May, they're hoping that the chickens can stay with the property because there's a group of ducks and there's a group of chickens, and they're all friends, and they all know to come home in the evening and get into their house. The owners don't really want to disrupt their little lifestyle, but they will if they have to. But I'll tell you what, these chickens are great for insect control, meat, eggs, and they love it here. And so they roam free. They clean up the insects from around the farmhouse. You can see them kind of off in the distance. Now, have you ever thought about holding a large event? Maybe it's a family event, or maybe you want to start a business. This back area here could be used for any type of event you could think of. It's so beautiful. It's sheltered by the trees. Nevada County website for the government county website is a great place to go to find out information as to use permits. I could see having weddings, I don't know, garden club. Maybe you can host the 4-H or FFA groups out here. You have plenty of room. And one thing that this property has that not a lot of properties have is it has access to an outdoor bathroom that's in the house. And we'll see that in just a little bit. But isn't this lovely? Can you imagine sitting out here with a group of friends, playing a little cornhole, listening to music? This is the stone fruit orchard here. And like I said, there is just a tremendous amount of every type of stone fruit that you can think of. And look at, they're just beautiful. Again, this is all organic, regenerative soils, and the fruits on this property have been unbelievable. I always make my way over to this kumquat bush here because I like to pick a kumquat and have a little taste. These are so delicious. Anywhere you look on this property, they're planted with care and they've been lovingly maintained through their life in organic soil. We're gonna walk around to the front of the house and make our way inside. I'm delighted to show you this house. It is an updated farmhouse. Everything in it is new, clear down to the electrical and plumbing. And you will see the owner has impeccable taste. Come on in. Real wood floors and a light and bright, airy entry. I'm gonna squish you, Erica. Let's go upstairs. It looks like a one-story because the primary bedroom is on the first floor. This direction you have a really nice little reading nook or game area. Those of you who are working from home, here's a little office back here. But guess what? You do not have to have all of your papers and computer and office stuff messing up your main part of your house because you can hide it behind this little cabinet. Isn't that cool? As we walk through, we've got the main living area, a half bath here. I'm going to circle you back to go to the master. Sorry, that's a full bath. What am I thinking? But look at this sink. This is really neat. Some of the details that the owner has put into this house is so special. As we walk this way, you'll notice the reclaimed lumber for the flooring, all natural. Everything's natural. The entire house, inside and out, has been painted and cleaned and updated. And the owner enjoys a beautiful view off this private deck of the stone orchard. Everything's light and airy. Bathroom for those primary suite. Before we go downstairs, I want to take you into one of the most beautiful kitchens I have been in. And you guys know I sell some pretty amazing estates. This one tops the list on absolute beauty. Voila. Spacious, and so much thought was put into the chef of the house. You have a really substantial island with Viking appliances. The pantry, our lights. Remember, my owner, she's amazing. Everything comes from the land. She even makes flour from the acorns from the majestic oaks. Sub-zero refrigerator. And I want you to take notice, this countertop is lower, and does anyone know why? I can tell you, this is the baking section. So when you're rolling out dough, you kind of want it to be lower so that you can kind of get into rolling that dough. And just to make sure you've got all your stuff next to you, you've got this really awesome lift up mixer stand. Plenty of time, coffee mugs to have plenty of friends over. Now these are gonna go with the owner when they move, but look at all the space that you can put all of your beautiful dishes in, and they're displayed with beautiful backlight. So this farmhouse is true to farm, but it also has many, many luxury touches. The crystal lights, the granite island, the quartz countertops, all high, durable, and natural products. This back deck is perfect for coffee or evening meals. It overlooks our entertainment area and has a great cover to protect from the sun. It's so peaceful here and it's beautiful, and everywhere you look there's color and life. As we go downstairs, you'll see another opportunity could be for an in-law or maybe a college student living completely self-sufficient down in this downstairs living environment. A very large ensuite bedroom. The bathroom is just beautiful, nice, spacious, and cool because we're below, built kind of like a basement, so it stays temperature controlled down here. Now the other thing I think you could do with this, honestly, is Airbnb. That's something the county allows. You would have to check to make sure you can get your use permit, but look, you have a full kitchen. Another bedroom. We've designed this to be a seating area just because I wanted to show that this could be a living room, but this is actually considered a bedroom because it has a full closet and it also has a full bathroom. You could close this section off either by that bedroom or by this one and rent Airbnb. I see income producing off of this property in so many ways, whether it's a rental or livestock or fruits and produce, events. It's just really endless. This is that downstairs exterior entry bathroom. So here's where your guests can come in after they're out at the event, or maybe you just don't want to have your own muddy little feet come in and up into the house. You have nice access to a bathroom that's not an outhouse. As we make our way out to the front courtyard, we'll be wrapping up this tour. I want to thank everyone who jumps on to my live events. I really appreciate it. I love showing these beautiful properties that I get referred out to. As you can see, this front courtyard is beautifully shaded by the house at this time of day. What a great place to watch everything going on your property. There's rock gardens and fruit trees and just nature at its best. So I'd like to thank my wonderful cameraman Brandon from Shot Archives and my production gal Erica Richardson, who's trying to hide behind Brandon. I really appreciate everybody jumping on and following this tour. Make sure that you check out my this listing. It's listed under, what's the address?
16152.
16152. There's 3 addresses and I keep trying to remember all 3 of them at the same time, but 16152 Bitney Springs Road in Nevada City, California. There's so much more content online that we couldn't even cover today, but I hope you enjoyed the tour.